I had just wrapped a movie, The Wrong Missy, with me and David Spade. It's on Netflix.
I watched it, yeah.
And I dried out, and I remember I had some show I was developing, and it fell through, and I was like really fucking pissed because it's really hard. I've developed tons of shows, and they all fall through the cracks, or like you get fucked over by a network or whatever the fuck
Or these
happens.
executives that love that they got promoted or they're leaving.
Something
and the new people don't want
happens.
your shit. Always something.
So and a lot of people go like, how come you don't have your own show? How come you don't have this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you don't understand how hard it is and how much you work. Even like at the level I was at, where like with Comedy Central, I would develop all these shows and they would fall by the wayside. So I was working so hard. And so finally at that point, I was like, fuck this. Fuck this. I'm going to get fucking drunk as much as I fucking can. So I took a whole summer. I did some stand-up shows, but I got fucking housed. I traveled all over. I went back to Minnesota. I went to games. I'm like, I just want to go to baseball games. I went to baseball games. I fucking hammered. And I came up like, so June, July, August, hit September. And you're
just drinking the whole time, all that time.
The fucking whole time.
What do you drink?
Anything. At that time, I just threw all my like drinking rules out of the.
Not just beer or.
No, I wasn't a beer guy. I was fucking vodka.
Okay.
And then somebody would throw in Fireball or some shit or whatever. So I just got fucking housed, and then I had shows coming up, and I didn't realize it, but I woke up in Minneapolis. And I didn't feel good at all. And it was something where I wasn't used to, where I'm like, something's wrong. And my buddy picks me up, takes me to the airport, and I go, hey man, something's off. And he goes, you've been drinking, whatever, who cares? And I'm like, okay. So I go to the airport, go to the bar, have a cocktail. I fucking, it gets funnier when I almost die. So
right to the bar.
Oh yeah. I love airport bars, by the way. So I go to the airport bar, have a cocktail, go to the bathroom, throw it up. I'm like, ugh. I get on the plane.
And that's not normal. You're not ever throwing it up. Okay.
So I'm like, my stomach, I haven't eaten anything. So, and I'm throwing up bile, like the yellow bile.
Yep. Ugh.
But I'm no stranger to that. So I fucking throw up, go on the plane, and I'm like, now I'm getting a weird pain. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I'm like, can I get a cocktail, whatever? So I get a vodka, drink it, and there's a guy next to me on his laptop getting work done. And I drank the cocktail, and I'm like,
and you're going from LA to where? How long
Denver.
is your flight? Okay, a few hours.
So not that bad. So no, Minnesota to Denver, sorry. And so I go, oh shit. And so I have to throw up, but I didn't want to bother this guy. So I took my carry-on and threw up into it. Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah,
dude.
I threw up the cocktail. And then I put it down.
Not.
Yeah, this is how fucking bonkers I am. I go, can I get another cocktail? They give me another one. So my method was always, you can drink through it.
Yeah, all right.
The worst I've ever been, like, I'm always like, just drink through it. And I don't know if anybody else is this kind of fucking drinker, but usually by the third cocktail, I break even. And I'm like, oh, okay, my anxiety, everything's gone. So I do another cocktail. Fuck, I throw it up again.
Come on.
And now
and dude hadn't noticed at all.
I think pretty sure he did.
Okay,
I thought I was being subtle. It's really hard to subtly vomit. You know what I mean?
Really.
It's hard to be like, where it like perfectly goes out. Like, I'm sure I thought I was being slick, but I was like, bah! So I get this pain.
Are you also scared that, like, holy shit, I hope they don't have to land this plane for me?
No, I didn't. I was like, I got this.
All right, so you get this pain.
This pain, it's getting worse. So I get off the plane and I go right to the bar at Denver Airport.
No, did you really?
Right to the bar.
That's
another cocktail. This one stays down. Then I have another one. I'm drinking vodka and bitters. Trying to settle my stomach. Then I get a banana. That's one of my go-tos. So I get a banana, and then all of a sudden I'm like, fuck. And I go to the bathroom and I throw it all up. And now the pain is getting really bad.
What,
so
you
now
feeling like a burning?
It was like a real intense burning.
Okay.
And now I'm worried. Now I'm really worried. And I'm like, oh no. So I had two options. Check in a hotel room, just go to sleep, take a nap. Or go to an urgent care. So I called my agent and I go, hey, something's wrong. He's like, where are you? I go, Denver Airport. Something's really, really wrong. I go, I think I'm going to go to an urgent care. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, I'll call you back. So I go to the urgent care in Denver outside the airport. And I show up. First of all, I like looked it up and they had a Yelp review and it was 1 star. This is a true story. And I go, oh. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you fuck up an urgent care? Like, it was insane. But I had no choice. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go. Let's see, hopefully. And I go and I walked in.
1 star urgent care.
Yeah, 1 star urgent care. So I show up and the woman behind the counter is like, I go, hey, I just need to talk to a doctor. And she goes, oh, no, you need an ambulance.
Just
and
looked at you and said,
yeah, and I go, what? I don't know. And she goes, no, you need an ambulance. Calls an ambulance. The medics come, and
what does she see?
I don't know. So I'm in this room, and the paramedics come, and I'm throwing up, and they're like, hey, and I go, I think I'm fine, and they're like, no, and they're like looking at me. They're like, do you know where you are? They asked me all these questions because another thing is when you drink in altitude, I went into an altitude.
Oh, that's right.
So that hit me hard. But then I could answer all these questions, and the guy goes, "Are you and Grandma's boy?" I'm like, "Yeah." Let's just.
I was gonna.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that like later, please. And they were like, "We need to get you to a hospital now." And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And they loaded me into the ambulance, and they put me on all these fucking tubes and IVs.
It's the brain aneurysm,
and
here
that's
it is.
yeah.
Here it is.
I wish. So I'm in the back of the hospital, and that was the lowest point. And I started crying because I was alone. And I'm going to a hospital and I don't know what's going on. And I was just sitting there and I remember just tears going down my face. And I was like, holy shit, I finally hit the fucking biggest wall you could hit. And then long story short, I was in the ER at University of Colorado and I was there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Whoa,
I
keep
was not
in mind,
you to say that.
Somebody with the quadruple bypass heart surgery will be in the hospital for 3 days.
Holy shit.
And I was there for 3 weeks. So I had necropancreatitis.
What is that?
It's not good. It's not a bag of fucking Skittles. So I had necropancreatitis, pneumonia, blood sepsis.
That's poison, right? Blood poison.
Altitude sickness and alcohol poisoning.
Holy shit.
All at once. So it was hell on fucking earth. I don't remember a week and a half of it.
Really?
I did major surgeries. They cleaned out my lungs, my stomach.
They had to actually do surgery?
They had to go into my body and pull out all this shit. And 3 weeks I was there. And when I finally got out, it was awful. But there was weeks where I could only eat ice cubes and ice chips. And I was nonstop getting blood work, tubes, everything, diarrhea all over the fucking place.
Why? The whole time you're in there?
Oh, if I went to the diarrhea nationals, I would have placed fucking first easily. I would have, like full gold.
The diarrhea nationals.
Yeah, I would have fucking walked away easily with the fucking gold. So the doctor goes, just my family flew in. They all flew in.
I was going to ask, did people come visit?
It was like, this is it. And 2 comics really helped me that were supposed to open for me in Colorado Springs. Ted Evans and David Huntsberger. They're both really funny. And they were able to track me down because my phone, my phone rang and I guess somebody answered it in the ER.
I see.
Or whatever, the hospital. And they came and they got a hold of my family. So God bless Ted Evans and David Huntsberger. Again, very funny comics. So I got out of the hospital and the doctor goes, you had a 10% chance of living.
What?
He goes, one of those things could have killed you. The necropancreatitis for sure. Pneumonia for sure. Blood sepsis 100%. If it had gone to your heart, you'd be dead. And altitude sickness with alcohol poisoning. He's like, both those things you can get sick from and die from. And he goes, you had all 5 at once. So the fact that you don't have a colostomy bag, permanent brain damage, he goes, is a fucking miracle. And I was like, holy shit.
You almost drank yourself to brain damage and death?
I almost completely fucking ended it all.
So 3 weeks you're in there. I imagine at 3 weeks, if it's just alcohol, you're fully detoxed. At least your blood, they've probably done everything they can for you.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
So
like
what's life like day 1 out of there?
I was very weak, obviously. I didn't fucking do a cartwheel out of there. So I like hobble on the plane, get home, change my diet.
That's right, you gotta fly.
Oh, yeah. So I had to fly home. And, I just put out the APB to my roommate, my friends and everything. And I got home and I just changed my diet. I mean, my diet was never bad. That's one thing that probably saved me is the vitamins and diet that I was on. Like I always ate healthy, even though I was a fucking mess. But yeah, so I just detoxed and then fucking COVID hit. So I somehow got circumvented that, getting that. But I sobered up for like 9 months and I didn't drink at all or even think about it.